Okay, so I'm going to try to make a video of roasting some coffee beans while holding the camera and roasting the beans. So let's take a look at the setup. It's pretty simple. It's this little West Bend Air Crazy popcorn popper. And the most important part about a popcorn popper is making sure it's got that kind of bottom, not a mesh bottom. It's got to be the solid bottom with the vents that the air blows the beans around. That's the top that we'll put on in a little bit. Those are the beans from Sweet Maria's. They're Ethiopian dry process Yirgacheffe Kanga, which is a lot of words. I've already pre-measured out a half a cup. I got my phone here for the timer, and then a colander that we'll use to cool it off, and a wooden spoon to stir. It's really not as complicated as they make it seem, or some of these guys on the websites make it seem. So we're going to do it right now. So we're going to take the beans, and I'm going to add them to the popcorn popper. I'm going to get my phone ready, because timing is important. And we'll hit, and let's put the top on. And let me talk about the top real quick. There is another part to this top that goes here, but people say that it melts, which I can see how it would because there's a lot of heat. So I leave it off, and it doesn't seem to make a big difference. And plus the smoke comes out, and the chaff that you'll see is going to blow out easier, but I stir it a lot too. So we're going to roast this one here at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. The last time I roasted it was 8 minutes and 45 seconds, and I think we went a little too long. So as soon as I hit the start, I'll start my clock right there, and you'll see it change. I'm going to videotape this whole thing, so it's going to be kind of a long video, but you'll see the whole process. So, okay, we start. And if you notice, the beans turn slowly at first. Now they'll go faster once the moisture is removed. I give it a minute, and then I stir the first time. I'm going to back up a little bit, maybe you can see the chaff flying out. Little chunk, that's just the skin of the beans flying out. Take a look down. Okay, so we're almost at a minute. I'm going to give it a stir. We're at 45 seconds. Grab my spoon. Okay, so we're at 1 minute, and I'm going to give it a stir, and you'll see more chaff fly out. That's good. Now the beans are still green, and this is a dry processed bean, and from everything I've read, they tend to roast a little more unevenly than a wet processed bean. I don't have all the science figured out yet, but when we hit 2 minutes, I'm going to give it another stir. Okay, we're at 2 minutes, and stirring just helps make sure that like some that might be at the bottom, you know, mixes it all up. Plus, it does get a lot of that chaff out. So now you can see it's starting to turn a little yellow. We're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds right now. Now my experience with these beans, I've roasted them twice before, is that first crack is going to come at about 5 minutes, which is about 2.5 minutes away. So you can see it's starting to change color. It's not exceptionally interesting, but at least you can see the whole process. Okay, we're at 3 minutes. I'm going to give it another stir. A lot of that chaff flying out. The beans have changed color noticeably. But still haven't heard that first crack. Showing up well on the camera, but the color is turning. We're starting to see some good browning. Coming up on 4 minutes, I'm going to give it another stir. Okay, we're at 4 minutes. Stir the hell out of that thing. That's hot. Getting near first crack now. We're coming up, we're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Let me back up, you can see the chaff flying all around. Okay, I heard a crack. You really gotta listen. Okay, we're at 5 minutes. Give it a stir again. And there's a noticeable change in the color. Still haven't heard first crack though. From what I understand, dry beans take longer to get the first crack. Dry processed beans. There it is. One. And I'm sure there's smoke coming out of there, but since we're outside in the garage, you can't really see a lot of the smoke. You can smell it though. It smells really good. But if you do this in the house, you're just asking for trouble. You can hear the cracking considerably. There you go. We're at 6 minutes before we hit first crack. To really hit it, I think. And again, I'm only going to 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And a minute can make a huge difference in the roast. See the cracking? Okay, we're coming up on 6:45. A lot of cracking going on. Just seeing it fall off the table. There you go. There is a lot of smoke coming out, but you can't really tell. Okay, we're at 7:10. Give it 30 more seconds, actually 15 more, and then the key is to get it out of here as quick as you can. Actually, you know what, I'm going to go to 7:45. You'll still hear a lot of cracking. give it 15 more seconds. Okay, 7:45. Now the key is to get it out of here as quickly as possible, because it will still keep roasting, obviously. Now I'm going to go out into the sun. Actually, I think the sun will screw up the shot. These beans are really hot and they'll keep roasting, but a lot of people set up all kinds of weird kinds of cooling systems. The earth seems to be surrounded by air, so I'm letting the air from the beans cool it. Okay, I'm going to cut for a second. Okay, so we're inside, the beans have cooled, and now here's the last part. Let's get a good close-up of the beans. See if this thing will focus well enough. Now what you have to do is, and again, on the websites, this is like way overthought. The beans do need to rest for at least 24 hours because they give off CO2. And they say use a mason jar with a loose lid, or vacuum bags with a one-way valve. Okay, here's what I do. I got this stuff called Lock and Lock. And it's Tupperware. It's kind of fancy Tupperware, where if you click this down, it locks and gives it a really good airtight seal. What I do is I just put the top on without locking it, so it's got a seal, but it's got enough room that the CO2 it gives off can be pushed out, and I let it rest like that for 24 hours, then I seal it. That's it. That's coffee roasting. You can read the forums, and you should read the forums because there's a lot of good information, but I got a headache. It's like overthinking the whole damn thing. So that's the whole process right there. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Roast your own coffee. See ya.